Hi, today we're learning about volume of cylinders, and lucky for us, it's on the STAR reference materials. But if you don't know how to use the STAR reference materials, you might as well just throw them away. So let's learn how to use them. We find volume of cylinders in the volume section. It's the very first shape, and the volume of cylinders can be found by multiplying capital B times H. This means the area of the base times the height. To help my kids remember, I go and put a big B in the area section. You can find big B for any shape in this section. In the big B section, circles are the last shape, so capital B equals capital A equals pi r squared. Every time you find the volume of a cylinder, you will be using pi r squared h. A cylinder is a three-dimensional figure that has two congruent circular bases. Finding the volume of a cylinder using a formula. The volume of a cylinder with radius r is the area of the base B, capital B, times the height. V equals capital BH, or V equals pi r squared h. In example 1, we're finding the volume of the cylinder and rounding to the nearest tenth, and we're going to use 3.14 for pi. When you go to the star chart, you're not going to see this on the star chart. You will see V equals capital BH. So then we go ahead and fill in capital B with pi r squared from our capital B section. We substitute, we simplify, and we have our answer. Make sure you round to the nearest tenth place, which is one place to the right of the decimal. We label with square, just kidding. We label with cubic inches because we're finding a three-dimensional volume. Don't be fooled when a cylinder is on its side, as in example B. That's still, the 18 is the height. I'm just kidding, it was 13. Let me get my glasses on. Since the diameter is 6.4, the radius is 3.2. We recall that the diameter of a circle is twice the radius of a circle. When you go to the star chart, you're not going to find pi r squared h. You're going to find capital BH. Make sure you substitute in the capital B section. We substitute our values, we simplify, we multiply, and here's our answer with a label. Your turn. For number 4, we start with our star chart formula. V equals capital BH. Capital B is area of a circle, pi r squared times h. Substitute, multiply, label. You can put everything into the calculator at once. Don't forget, if you have an R, if you have a D, you have to find an R by dividing by 2. Pause and do number 5. For number 5, they gave us a radius, so we don't have to worry about the diameter. It's always a good morning at Bondi. We go to our star chart and we find capital V equals capital BH. That means we put pi r squared h. We substitute and we solve. Y'all, you have to round. The 8 is enough to add 1 to the 8 in the tenths place. Therefore, it's 602 and 9/10 feet cubed. You may need to find volume of a cylinder in the real world. If Big Bertha has a diameter of 8 feet and is 4.5 feet deep, we need to find the volume of the drum to the nearest tenth. Use 3.14 for pi. Let's find the radius of the drum. Remember, if you know the diameter, you need to find the radius. We always use a radius. The V equals capital BH from your star chart. Star chart is money. Substitute your values, simplify, and multiply. You can put everything in at once. When we round this answer, 8 is big enough to add 1 to the 0. Therefore, we end up with 226 1/10 cubic feet. It's your turn for number 6. Pause and do 6. When we solve this problem, they give us a diameter, so we have to divide by 2 to find our radius. V equals capital BH, V equals pi r squared h. Substitute your values, multiply. Look, the 6 is big enough to add 1 to the 1. Did you get 452 2/10 inches cubed? All this talk about drums has made me want a drum. Bye-bye.